when the going got tough, I got to find out. Of course, the tough got going. Now, I didn't tell my mom. Yeah, I did not tell her. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther. If you're a teen subscriber, thank you for coming. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing how I got a scholarship, how I lost it, and how I later regained another help. I won't call it a scholarship because it's not an official scholarship, but God did help me and I didn't have to pay my fees as well because I couldn't at the time. And God came through for me. In 2016, I got a scholarship to study at Landmark University. It was a merit scholarship. So a merit scholarship is one that has a criteria that you're given to gain the scholarship. And after you have gained that scholarship, chances are that you will need to maintain that same criteria for you to keep it. So it means you stand a chance to lose it, right? Yeah. So that's what I got. Now in 200 level, I resumed. I don't know what I should say really happened exactly. So, but I'll just say a few things that I believe resulted or resolved or made me actually lose that scholarship. So what are the things? Number one thing I would say is that I think I got overly confident of my academic performance. So I had a very good result in 100 level last semester. I had a level of confidence that I would consider unhealthy right now, because if you have that kind of confidence, you feel like you have arrived, like you feel like you got this. It can even make you lose your guard. It can make you, drop below what you would expect from yourself because you're overly confident. Number two, I would say, is the company that I had with me. The company that I had with me were questionable in 200 level. They were not bad company. So, but I think they are not the kind of iron that would have sharpened my iron academically if I wanted to do better in my academics, because of course this company had areas where they were good, and that I do not dispute. So but it is your responsibility as a person to balance your relationships. So you want to have people who are bookworms in your life if you're in university right now, because it will help you sharpen your desire, your passion, your love to want to know more and to want to perform well in class. You can have people that talk about other parts of your life aside from your academics, but you also need to have the academics people in place just so that there's a balance. So in my case, I would say that there was no balance. So almost everybody I had in my life had a particular, all of us had like a particular thing we were doing that was not really academic driven. So it now looked like we had something that was better than our academics that we were up to. And so I was seeing my academics like, let me just do this thing and leave here and get into this or that thing that I consider to be more important, quote unquote. Number three, I did not know the know-how of how to pass university exams. So up until 200 level, I didn't even know that, okay, in your 2 unit courses, 3 unit courses, you want to do best, then you can afford to do average in your 1 unit courses. Now, I'm not saying you should be an average student, but I'm trying to say even if you want to put in effort somewhere, you should be in your 3 and your 2 unit courses. Then in your 1 unit courses, you should put in effort also if you have more. But in case you don't have more time and more efforts to pour in your best into your top courses. So I was having A's in courses that does not really count. Do you get it? Not that they don't count, but you know what I mean. If there's any course where you should have C, if you're going to be having a C, obviously you should be in your 1 unit courses. Obviously, do you get it now? So but I didn't know all of this. So because I have that mindset, I put in my best in every single course. I put in equal best to every single course. I don't try to say, okay, this is a 1 unit course, let me just do low and do my best in my 3 unit. No, I do in everything. But the disadvantage of that is that it made me, because I had like limited time in 200 level. Of course, I had more coursework to do in 200 level than I did in 100 level. So it means that I needed to now manage my time. To now say, okay, these courses, I want to pay more attention to them, because if I dare to have B or C to affect my grade, why, it's a 3 unit, right? Exactly. And then in my 1 unit courses, if I now have extra time, I cannot do what I can do in that one. Even if it comes out as C, that's fine. Not so good, but I mean, it's manageable because it's 1 unit. I hope you get my point. Yeah. So I did all of this in 200 level beginning. I later got to find out, when the going got tough, I got to find out. Of course, the tough got going, so obviously that is why, by the grace of God, I graduated. Not because I'm the tough, no. God grace for me through Abego. Not because I'm the tough. There's so many criteria aside from grades that I would need to pass for me to have this scholarship intact. But one that's like the most important is my grades. Into the level, my result dropped to I won't say my greatest surprise, because maybe I saw it coming, but maybe I saw it coming late. And the scholarship was withdrawn. So it means that I had to pay my fees for 300 level, 400 level, and 500 level, because I had 5 years in school as an engineering student. Now, I didn't tell my mom. Yeah, I did not tell her. I didn't tell my parents in general. I didn't tell nobody Okay, I probably told my sister, because I tell my sister everything. My other sister. So, but I didn't tell my parents because I just feel like, what can I even do about this? Do you understand? Not like I was looking down on them, but I think I knew their capacity. Yeah, if that's the word. I knew their capacity. So I just knew what they could do and what they could not do. I just knew what they could handle and what they couldn't handle. And also, I didn't tell them because I was trying to protect my mind. I was trying to build my faith. Because now I know that I caused this one. Do you understand? This was not the devil, so to say. Do you get it? I caused this one. I could do better. I expected better for myself, and I know that I could do better. So I needed to, And one thing the devil actually did was he tried to make me judge myself. He tried to make me feel like, God was watching you when you were doing your way, sleeping up and down, having one extra boldness. Or say, Esther, these people say we should write tests. You do your test when you like. You are the madam. You will not take your test and go submit to the lecturer when you like. Those things. The devil was trying to judge me with it. Make me feel like my nonchalance now have, acted against me. And if I allow that condemnation, trust me, maybe I would never have picked up. Maybe I would have left it to school. Maybe, and that's one thing I also want to drop here. Please don't allow the enemy to condemn you, no matter what it is that you're doing, whether it is your fault or not. As long as you come to acknowledge and you repent, you have the greatest opportunity to make a U-turn at that point and start on a new slate. So don't let the enemy deceive you into thinking that you brought this upon yourself and so you should bear the consequences alone. No, don't bear any consequences alone. Yes, share your burdens with Christ and he will take it. He said that his yoke is light. He said, cast on me all your worries. Exactly, yeah, that he will, that for he cares for us. So don't let the enemy come and make you feel like it was your fault and that you have to own up to it. That is why we have God. That's why we have God. He will give us the opportunity to make amends. Yes, make amends. So I was ready to make amends. So I didn't talk about it. How did it even happen in 2011? God helped me, and my sister who was in school also at the time, God really used her to help me. I can never forget. Like, Messi, if you're watching this video, God bless you. One particular afternoon, I was very discouraged. I just went to lie down in my room. I think we were having exams or maybe tests. We were having tests or so. I was very concerned as well. We didn't even allow me write the exam, seeing that I have not paid my fees. Already I had sent appeals to allow me to be in school, take courses and everything while awaiting school fees that will become miraculously. Talking to my children's encouragement, he said, don't give up, don't feel bad. It has happened, just pick up from here. Try to talk to someone about it. Don't keep it to yourself. Ask for help. Let people know. I feel like most people did not know that I had lost my scholarship at the time. Most people that know me in school didn't know. I mean, people that I respect, not just students alone, but like people that I respect, they were not aware. So people were like, I should bring it to their notice. And so I think we went to one person that I respect really, and we told she went with me because I wasn't going to go alone. I hate to ask people, not like I am proud or I am independent, but I don't feel like I should not disturb people. Like I could as well have kept this scholarship. I could have been, serious with my academics, right? I could have. Like, why would I come and not be disturbing people because of my carelessness? So I did not have the mind to come and meeting anybody. So but she was the one that encouraged me. She legit when we met, she took me to the office and met the person and we spoke to her. And this lady brought her money and gave us to pay the fees. Okay, not complete, yes, but that payment granted me the opportunity I needed to prove that point that I can do this. Like I have always known I can. But bear in mind, I also have outstanding fees, and how I'm able to have outstanding fees is that I keep applying for, appeals to say, please hold on, please bear with me to the school management. Please bear with me. I'm going to pay the fees very soon. I know that I've lost my scholarship now. Please, my parents are working towards it. Meanwhile, my parents knew nada about it. So I went for IT. Now I came back for final year and I had school fees to pay of about 1.3 million naira. Yes, before we graduate. That's what I had. That wasn't my final year fees, keep in mind. I had so many spillovers, like in terms of money that has been, rolling over from this semester to the next semester because I was owing. But the total, fee was 1.3 million. At this point, I think my mom already knows. Yeah, I needed to tell them because there is like literally nothing we can do. I can't withdraw at 400 level anymore. I can only defer for a year. Like if we even want to leave so that I get money to pay, it means I can only defer for a year. That means I will be out of school for 1 year, like drop out just to get the money and then come back for final year. But I like that I've got to that 400 level point. In fact, I can't tell people because at this point I can no longer turn back. That's the point. I wanted to graduate from that school. That was how much I loved the landmark. So I told them they already know about it. But I don't kind of give them assurance. Don't worry, it's fine. I know they cannot pay for it. I know that is not something I'm not aware about. I knew it before I even started, and that was why I went for the scholarship offer. If it was not a scholarship, I would not even near the school gates, to be honest. Yes. I assured them I was going to be fine, don't worry. And so my mom was like, okay, should I wait for my sister? Because my sister too was in final year at the time. Should I wait for her to graduate first and come out and start working and then help with my school fees? I said, wait. We don't wait here. Oh. And what I'm trying to explain to her that God has seen me through to this point, that God will still help me. Let me just go. At least that's my own portion of it. Since this school will allow me to enter, they won't keep me outside the gate, right? Let me go and enter first. I know that they might still pursue me because it's final year this time around. They will not be lenient with me because this is like my last year. I cannot be in this school and graduate, right? So they won't be lenient. I already know. So but let me just go. Let me just go and see what happens. And so that was how I went to school final year. Now that was when the miracle happened. Miracles has been happening since because, like I said, for me to write exams without paying full school fees, it's a miracle. That's a miracle in itself. So miracles has been happening. So, but the final miracle that is making me make this video now happened in final year. So I just found that I didn't mention the scholarship that I was on. I really need to mention it because I am so grateful for that scholarship. So I was on the David Oyedepo Foundation scholarship. I made a video earlier about Papa, and I mentioned it in the beginning. If you've not watched it, please, you can see it. I will have a link to this video. I mentioned about Papa and how that Papa has been a blessing to me. Now that scholarship was one of the blessings that Papa, God used Papa to give to me. Thank God I already got there before whatever happened. And I know whatever happened was my fault. And this was not the scholarship fault at all. Because like I said, in my previous video, I know people who completed their 5 year studies with the scholarship. They did not drop from the scholarship. They didn't have to withdraw at any point. And they're not even members of the church. I was a member of the church. So I said this to say that it was not even about, the church member or not the church member. That's not even what it was about. That's why I'm mentioning it as well. That's not what it was about. No, not at all. So I later got email to, leave the school, vacate the school premises because I did not get to pay the fees and now this is exam time. And the school has been, nice enough to give me all the allowances that I needed. They tried. I did my test. They tried. They gave me all of that privileges. But exam, no, because this is your final. This is final year exams. You cannot be doing this when you have not paid all your fees. Like you even have outstanding balance, not just this terms balance. I really, really get them. So I said okay. Now before it happened, I had gone for a service, for a midweek evening service at the chaplain, prayed about on prophecy, one declaration that I held on to, and I tied it to this school final year stuff. I just believed God for it because what he declared looked like God was saying I wasn't going to leave the school the way it's looking like they're going to have me write exams and pass. So I held on to it. So when the point came, I remembered that chaplain's prophecy. I just remembered it while I was outside my room about to leave, and I'm like, really? How did this thing happen? I am waiting for this prophecy to be fulfilled. Am I supposed to leave now? But I need to actually leave because the instruction had come out that I should leave. If I don't leave, they'll come and take me out. I was trying to make it make sense. I was trying to add. It was not adding up. I just said, okay, no problem. I will leave. So I packed my bags. And I didn't even cry. Never for once. God is my witness. Never for once did I cry. Not even in my closets. I have never cried. In fact, the level of faith I had, it was God that was helping me because how I always pass my exams. Do you know what it means to not have paid school fees and you go to an exam hall? You're not sure if you're allowed to enter or if you'll be allowed to not enter. Do you know what it means? How will you even be confident to even read? I have had to be turned back before in an exam hall because my name was not on the list. I didn't write it. And I still went to go and read for the next paper. See, act on your feet. That's what I would just say. Seriously, act on your feet. I still went to go and read for the next paper because I must write this exam. I might miss one paper, no problem. We will sort that later. But you see this next one, I'm going to write it. So I was leaving and my department girls came out. They broke down and were crying. Now that touched me. That really touched me. I didn't tell them I was leaving. They just met me with my bag outside in the morning. And I'm thinking about it now. I'm really, really emotional. I saw her crying. I was really, really moved. So I thought they would be like, you're leaving. So sorry. Don't worry. God will do it for you. Come back. Get so that sympathize with me and just go. They were legit crying. And I broke down. That was the first time I cried because I was moved by their cry. I was like, people should stop crying now. See, now I'm crying because of you people. I think more people now came out to see what was happening in the hostel. Esther is leaving. I think they must have heard that I lost my scholarship so many years ago, 2 years back. So, but they thought that I was fine because I've been coming to school, I've been in class. So nobody really knew it had gotten to that point because I didn't mention it. One of my friends now came to me and she said something. How about you're not supposed to go? Because I thought I was telling her that I feel I'm supposed to go. Maybe this is God's will, really. And maybe I need to go do something at home for my family. Maybe I need to go pray. Maybe God wants me to do an assignment outside of school right now. Maybe. I know I've held on 2 prophecies, but I'm not saying it's not going to come to pass. It's going to come to pass. Maybe just not now. I've already accepted the faith and I had a good impression about it. I was not feeling bad about it. And she brought something to my notice. She's like, what if this is not actually God's plan? She was also encouraging me and she told me I should not be in a hurry to leave. I should not really, really give up. Now, this was exam right before me. Exam was even in that particular day that I was leaving. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, yes, I have faith, but I'm already leaving. And even if you come up with the money, when else I'll be coming, to be that I should come after 1 year because they've already done exam. They can't do all the exam again because of me. The generator is up now. Please, in case you hear the noise, please ignore. I had a nudge to call my head of department to tell him that I was leaving. I just feel I needed to pay my last respects to him before I leave. And so I told him that I was going. And he's like, okay, that he will come pick me, don't worry. Now, me that don't like to disturb people, I still felt like, don't worry, sir, don't worry. I will go by myself. I don't want to stress you. I mean, this is exam period, and everybody is going for one exam or the other. He's HOD, he needs to attend to so many things. So I was somehow tempted to say, no, don't worry, sir, I will take myself out. I said, no, let me allow him help me. It's not even like, let me just allow him help me. I didn't even want students to see me going because I was going to be shy, obviously. Because Esther, why are you leaving? Even people that would look up to me, quote and unquote. Not that they think they look up to me, but I don't assume all these 100 level, 200 level that I have met, they'll be seeing me like, the person that I look up to, you are going. By the time you begin to ask, then begin to hear that she lost a scholarship, then begin to wonder, she knows a serious student, she lose a scholarship. Somebody that I'm looking up, I don't want to kill people's faith. I don't want people to feel bad because of me. So I like that he was coming to pick me with his car because it means I get to hide. That was my reason why I left him to come pick me. If not, I've turned it down. So I figured that, I would hide in his car. Nobody will know. Instead of me to be dragging my bag and be looking for a car where everybody will be seeing me and be asking me why I'm leaving. He did something that brought about my miracle. So he picked me and dropped me off in the staff quarters. Instead of taking me to the gate where I would get a bus like to Lagos. What did he even tell me? Okay, yeah, the time I've gone today. He advised me and he said, I'll just drop you off with one of my colleagues. He dropped me in his house because he's a man, obviously. So he dropped me like in a lady's house, saying that I should stay there. Tomorrow he'll come pick me from there because the school already said I should leave. So I need to vacate the hostel. So I should just stay there. Tomorrow he'll come pick me and we'll then go to the park where I would leave for home. So I said, okay. Now I stayed there. I remember looking for a house because she was not around. And so he directed me. It's like a block of flat, like an estate. So they have like C block, D block, in the kind of content. So I was trying to find her particular flat. I couldn't find it. I was trying to find it with all my bags because he dropped me to go do, the things he had to do that morning. Like I told you, I knew he would be busy. Sun was not beginning to come out. I was not beginning to feel the heat and the frustration. And then came on me that, are you really sure you want to go and suffer by leaving school? I'm going to be idle because I can't work at that point. I can't do like a reasonable job. It's only menial jobs I can do because I don't have my result yet. So I began to change my mind. I began to see that, this is not a joke. This is not going to turn out well if I actually leave. So, and I don't find this woman's house. So I began to pray outside when it was sunny. I saw some children. I was just, connecting to heaven. I began to pray. I didn't do that really the very first time I was praying about that situation. I said, God, please, I don't think I want to live anymore. The way I'm saying it, I don't think it will turn out well. I don't think it's what I want to do. And I don't think it will be for me. I'm sure I found the woman's house and I stayed. They gave me food. I couldn't even eat. I didn't have the appetite. So I now came on Instagram and I heard Bishop Francis Wale. He made a prophecy. I think at the time I was new on Instagram, so I did not even know how to save videos. I would have saved that video if it were now. So I don't know how to save videos, but I know that word, like the same prophecy I had received from my chaplain. He said something about a landmark testimony that God will give to you. It was a prophetic declaration he was making. I keyed into it and I think I even wrote it down. I said, amen, this will be my portion. I'm not going to leave. I began to have faith all of a sudden from nowhere. Now exam is going on. They have said I should leave and I'm still having faith. Like how? I don't just know, but I know that I'm not going to do an extra year because of this. That was my faith. And then my friend called me and she's like, she sent me a chat because, like I said, we don't use phone. And then she's like, she was writing an exam, and I really appreciate her. And I appreciate every other person that was involved in this process because she was like, she's asking people, telling people that, Esther lost her scholarship and she left school. She was, anyway, looking for funds for my school fees. Now we're talking about 1.3 million naira. How do you want to get 1.3 million naira under less than 24 hours? So she said that she had come up with, I think, 250k or 230 or something. I can't remember the amount. I don't have the correct information now. So I was happy and encouraged, but I felt bad that I'm really, really disturbing these people. And these people are writing exams. Like, where do they see the time to be running up and down because they want to get school fees from me? Do you get? Like, how long would they do this thing to get 1 million? First off, do you understand? Like, how long would they do it? So, God bless everybody that contributed anyway. Only for my HOD to come back and, he told me, Esther, in the night. He came in the night. He didn't come in the morning. And then the lady was like, HOD wants to see you. He's outside. Like, he was in the sitting room. So I came out. Good afternoon, good evening, sir. I was surprised he was here because he was supposed to see me in the morning. And I said, Esther, thank God I have good news for you. I'm like, okay. Okay, I didn't remove my mind for my friend's crowdfunding. I appreciated her for it, but I didn't like that she was going through that stress with so many other people too that were going through that stress with her. And I still feel like their results may not even be enough for students to provide. Do you understand? So I don't want their efforts to be in vain. So I was of the opinion that they should just write their exam and just focus and perform well. Then they leave my matter, God will do my own for me. But I was telling her, I didn't tell her this, but that was my mind. That was like what was in my mind. And so Esther, God has done it for you. That the chaplain said he was going to take up my fees and pay for me. I'm like, what? I knelt down first. I said, "Thank you, Jesus." I was now appreciating him. And I asked him, "Well, how come? This person doesn't know me. I don't work closely with him." My HOD said that he went, after he dropped me off, he had called the chaplain to say that, I want to tell you something. And I don't even know why he went to tell the chaplain. Whether he was led to tell the chaplain, I don't know. But it was God working. And so he went to tell the chaplain that there's one of his students that he really likes, that is a well-performing student, and he really likes her and everything, and that she's very responsible. That's talking about me. He went to say good things about me to the chaplain, but that she's at the verge of leaving school. And even now, she's out of campus, but that she's at the staff quarters, and that he doesn't want her to go home like that. She's already in her final year. She has outstanding fees. She was a scholarship student, but she lost it. But she has been performing well, but it's already too late to get it back. All of those explanations was giving it to the chaplain. Chaplain just said, "Okay, how much is her fees?" And he said, "This is what's remaining." He's my HOD, so he knew my records because he's in my department. So he knew when I lost the scholarship. He knew all of this. He knows me. That he's going to pay. Him and his wife is going to pay that. He should tell me to come back to school. God. I did not know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. Remember I told you I don't like using my own thing to disturb people. Not that I don't want people to bless me. Please, if you're there to bless me, please bless me. So, but I don't want it to be that it is out of a necessity. Do you understand? It's going to make me feel somehow. It was from then that I learned how to receive things. I need to know how to receive things before. Before you give me things, I want to give you back. I'll collect, but I want to also do you a favor. Maybe by rendering a service or doing something to just make you feel like you got a what for what you gave me, even though you gave me willingly. That's how I've always been. But that was when I began to learn how to really, really receive things from people and not feel a need to impress them back or do something back for them, because some of them don't even want. They're just doing their things for God. It's God that will reward them. They don't really want my reward. Now, what can I even reward this chaplain now for paying 1.3 million naira for me in the year 2021? Not now. In the year 2021, 1 million was big. What can I do? Even now, 1 million is still big. So I called my mom immediately. Hey, how can I forget? So when I left the hostel in my school compound, I called my mom to say, "Hello, mommy. So I'm coming back home. This is how it has turned out." Already at the time, she already knows that I lost the scholarship. So it was not so much of a shock to her, but she was really shocked to see that I was coming back home after staying in school for so long and telling her that my exam was already closed. Next thing I'm coming back home, she was like, "Are you not writing exam again?" I said, "No, I'm not writing exam again. They're not allowed to write exam. I'm coming back home." Now she said, "Okay, no problem. Don't worry. Don't disturb yourself. Don't cry. Don't let don't announce it for the public and everything. Mommy is so big on all this. Cover yourself. Keep yourself. Don't let people to come and be pitying you and be saying, 'Hey, yeah, sorry. Hey, yeah, what is happening to you?'" So you should encourage me and advise me to come back. That was how my HOD asked me to pick me. Now, she told me, when I spoke to her on the phone, she told me that when I called her, she was in the market. That time was the time to go to the market in the morning. She was in the marketplace. And this market is like a dirty market where they go to buy, this animal market where they butcher animals. They used to have mud that is mixed with animal dung. So it's not your regular market. In case you live in a very beautiful environment where you have market that are tarred, interlocked, this is not your regular neat market. It's a very dirty, stinking market. Even me, if I want to go to that kind of market, I won't be it before going because it's very dirty. So, and I'll wear boots. And she was in that market. And when I told her that thing, she knelt down. She went on her knees in her position where she was. But I didn't know. She didn't tell me. Of course, she didn't want to pressure me. Because she was going to encourage me. She went on her knees and prayed and said, "God," according to her, she made a statement. And people were seeing her in the market, obviously. And she said her hand to heaven. I said, "God, that's why she's the person that gave birth to this child, to this girl." I don't know the prayer she said she prayed, but she made a statement that God should not put her to shame. And that God should not allow her to see pain and shame. I think that was a prayer. It was more like a declaration prayer, what she wanted to say. That God should not allow this to happen and everything. But she still agreed that, I should come home. But she had done her prayer and she stood up. I said, God, I truly answered her prayers. Some days I was just sitting in my room and I was just looking at the ceiling. Like, it took me long to read. I could not read. Now I had the exam the next day. I could not now read. Me that I've been reading since, I could not bring myself to read. Like, it was too out of the world for my mind to take. Like, then my friends would be like, "Yes, I better read now that they've paid the fees. Read so you can have a good result at least." I said I could not bring myself to read. When I went to thank him, he didn't even know me. Like, he didn't know me. I entered his office. He didn't even recognize me. I had to be saying, "Sir, I'm the girl that this man," I called my HOD's name, "that you paid school fees for." I had to describe myself for him to know what he paid his school fees for. Like, that is how God was. I don't even know. Like, you paid school for somebody that you have never seen. So they're like, oh, how are you? I hope you're now writing your exams. How are you?" I was almost, in fact, I don't know what to just do. Like, "No, don't worry, it's fine." I remember when I was about to leave, I got him a gift. He didn't take it. He was like, "No, don't worry." I got him a lantern, a bedside lantern. I've always liked a bedside lantern and I wanted to have it. So I knew of course he has so many things. I don't know what to give him. I just said, "Okay, let me go and get that one." So, but he said, no, don't worry, he didn't accept it. I took it. And each time I see that bedside lamp, I used to remember him. I used to remember all the things that God used him to do in my life. I remember God's deliverance in my life. He always gave me memories. Each time I turn on that lamp, I remember what happened. I remember how God used, the chaplain for me. And so that's how I graduated Landmark University. That is how I graduated without having to pay. And my mistakes did not cost me. It didn't cost me as much as it should have, because I did not give the devil. God's mercies prevailed, yes, but then I didn't give the devil a foothold to come and judge me and make me feel like this was my fault. Even if my fault, God is still going to deliver me and set me free. Yes, even in darkness, the Bible says that we will see light. So the devil will not come and judge me, come and tell me that it was my fault. I should bear the cross. I won't bear the cross. Just already carry the cross so that I will not have to carry. And God brought it to pass. So I'm also use this opportunity if I round up this video to appreciate all the girls that was involved in this process. I really appreciate them. So I was asking them to return the money back to these persons that I already do have my school fees covered. But it was hard to actually distribute the money because they probably gave it to someone else for a school fees purpose as well. So but they didn't use it. I am so grateful, and I really appreciate you if you watched to this point. I really, really appreciate you because this video is long. I think I have given a lot of information already that should be enough to walk up somebody's faith in case you're in that position, believing God for something, and the devil is making you feel like it is your fault. You've done something in the past that is making you suffer what you're suffering now. Please come off of that feeling for the reason. Therefore, now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Yes, so don't condemn yourself. As long as you take a new turn, you've learned your lesson, you've moved on. Your miracle should come to you. It should come to you. And please subscribe to this channel if you're subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up. It makes the algorithm make other persons see it just like you have seen it yourself. Please share this video to whoever you feel like you want them to see. It's going to be a blessing to them as it was a blessing to you, because it is a blessing to me as well. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.